You just gotta go where the good lighting is, like even if it's just in the driveway on the ground and it's cold. Hey, so it's been a while since I've made a video. I just kind of got out of the habit of it, and then I let life get in the way. I got insecure about making videos, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go with my channel, and I'm still figuring all that out, but I thought today was like a perfect excuse to make a video because we're about to go house hunt for our next flip. And I did video some of our last flip in Huntsville, Alabama. It was just really fun for Craig and I. Like, we both are obsessed with like houses and decorating, and he loves getting his hands dirty and working with his hands and just that physical part of it. And I love the designing, and it's something that I can do with Dylan, and she can come with us, just like our photography. Like, we can take her wherever we go, which is how we like to do it. So we finished that one. It went really well. My best friend since I was like 13 years old bought it, and she decided she wanted to buy it like before we even got finished with all of the projects we had to do. We totally gutted the kitchen and renovated that, and then gutted 2 bathrooms and renovated that. So that was just so fun. It took most of last year. Like, we bought it in February and we finished in December. But to our credit, it is like 4 hours away, and we do have a full-time photography business here in Auburn. So it was just a lot of back and forth, and it took forever. Craig and his dad did everything, and his brother helped also. So it was definitely like a group effort. Like, we went over there some days and helped, but it was definitely like a, you know, just do it yourself DIY situation for sure. There was no contractors, there was no plumbers or electricians or anything. They just did it all themselves. So anyway, that house was just like got our feet wet and really showed us, like, we learned a lot, but we had the best time. Even when it was stressful, we just still were just like so pumped to do it. So now we're about to go with our real estate agent in a little bit when Dylan gets up from her nap and look at houses in our area that we can redo for our next flip. Oh, and I forgot to say that I just read The Secret, wait, what's it called? The Magic of Tidying Up. I just read The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Well, I listened to it on Audible, and it was awesome, life-changing. I mean, everything everybody says about it is true. It's a really good book. We have been, since the new year began, just going through our house and like cleaning everything up. Also, she has a Netflix show, which is really good. You guys should watch that. We've purged so much, and we thought we were minimalist until we read this book, and now we're really, it's like showing us how to really be minimalist. And the best thing about it is I have more free time. I'm not cleaning constantly because I have to have the house clean or I'm not happy. So not cleaning like non-stop is amazing. This is our like pantry. So nothing else in our cabinet situation of our kitchen is food except here. So I made it when I was pregnant with Dylan, and you know, you're in that nesting phase. So I sort of was just like, what would be the dream pantry scenario? So I went through everything that we had, and I kind of guessed what like jar or container each thing like makes sense to go in. And I mean, I went through, it was really helpful because I went on like Pinterest and I looked at lists of things that people say are like good pantry staples, especially like healthy pantry staples. And my idea was, if everything's really uniform and everything's really pleasing and organized, I just think we would eat better. And it's true, we've eaten a lot better. And also, I just don't like packaging. Like, it's very blaring, like it screams at you, and I feel like I get overstimulated really easily. That's why my house looks like a padded room. It doesn't really, but there's a lot of white and it's pretty minimal. But I was just like, I've got so much going on up here, or at least that's what I tell myself. That's what people say to try to sound smart, isn't it? Anyway, I've got so much going on in my mind that any less like stimulation externally is good, because it kind of helps me feel creative and balanced and whatever. So I felt like the kitchen was a great place to start. So I just put all of the things that we use and we like to keep, and I made a labeled jar for it, and I can like keep the labels in the jars handy, but most of them are like big mason jars. There's very few like apothecary style, and then The wooden bins are for things that could be an eyesore that are kind of like packaged, but they're organized based on what they are. Like it's fun. It's worked for 3 years now. It's been awesome. So, and that's literally all our food, except we have a drawer over here that has canned goods. But I can give you more detail on like what we have and the way it's worked. You know what? I'm just gonna do it now. Okay, so this bin is full of like sweet potatoes, and onions. Let me just kind of keep them in there. And then this bin is like Craig's bread, because I'm gluten-free, I just don't buy bread. But that's Craig's bread. We have some like Asian noodles, some waffle cones for Dylan's birthday. She just turned 2, so, and she loves like ice cream, or she loves like the idea of ice cream. So, and then we keep like those little cheddar things for Dylan, some crackers. And then normally these are corn tortillas, but Craig accidentally brought flour, so we have flour tortillas. Popcorn, which, good lord, I buy Simple Truth from like Kroger, just regular popcorn that's just like salted, and I coat it in nutritional yeast, and oh my gosh, it's so good. Moving on. So now we've got the oils. I keep tahini around. I recently made some cookies on Instagram that I posted that are like from My New Roots, and one of the ingredients is tahini in the cookies, and of course apple cider vinegar, other vinegars, peanut butter. I try to get creamy peanut butter that's just got peanuts and salt, so I don't want all the other stuff. Sesame oil, because I make a lot of Asian stuff. Coconut oil. I love the virgin coconut oil. The Spectrum's really good. And then coconut oil, or olive oil spray. And then I usually also have a coconut oil spray, but I'm out of that. And then this is coffee, and decaf coffee, which we recently switched to just decaf, and actually I don't drink either one. I know, it's psychotic. But anyway, this is just like coffee, and we usually keep a scooper in there. I should have put lotion on my hands before I did this. I keep a mortar and pestle because a lot of times I like to try to like, I don't know. You feel like a legit cook when you're like using a mortar and pestle. I got some farro because it's like some kind of form of wheat that doesn't bother me for some reason. Kind of ground it up, and it's basically like a raw wheat. And I got cocoa powder, amaranth, which I never use, and I honestly just bought it because I just like wanted like cooking street cred, and a lot of people were saying it was like cool. I don't even remember what it tastes like, honestly. It's probably old. I need to like change it to something I use more frequently. I've got sweetened coconut, which I'm about to change to just plain because I never use that either, and I don't need like the added sugar. I just want plain coconut flakes. And then raisins, which Dylan eats all the time. And it's really handy when you have a toddler, because if they're hungry and like they want it, they can just point to it and you can take it off the shelf and open it up and give them some. This is just like some raw grits. Popcorn. We have like an air popper, which is really good with coconut oil and that nutritional yeast. Himalayan sea salt, that is like the go-to. I love that. So we buy a bunch of it. Black pepper, because we have a pepper grinder. Quinoa, just like the quick quinoa. It says lentils, but it has black-eyed peas. People don't eat enough black-eyed peas. I mean, I feel like black-eyed peas are like, to me, like a southern staple. And on New Year's, of course, we had hog jaw, black-eyed peas, and turnip greens. But we were out of lentils, so we put these in there, and obviously we can see what it is. So we have those there, and they can be lentils or black-eyed peas, whatever we want. And then this is the cookie jar. I think it's so cute. I love the jars. I have just one like this and one for the coffee like that. I had just made some cookies, and we ate them all. So this thing stays empty most of the time because whatever we put in it. Craig likes to get the Kashi like oatmeal cookies and put them in there. But anyway, this bin I'll have to take down. This bin has sort of random stuff, but I keep our like go-to sweeteners, honey, and I keep a couple jars of organic maple syrup. I bought some Asian seasonings for things, some dried mangoes, some seaweed for making seaweed salad, some beans that have been roasted that we use, sushi wraps, Craig's Golden Eagle syrup for when he does, the few times that he does make biscuits, he has like butter in that. And this was from Dylan's birthday, and I just love these sprinkles. Like, I don't know what it is, but like the colors are so fun and cute on stuff. So I just sprinkled them on our cake. We got her like a naked cake from Publix that we put like, it was a strawberry naked cake with vanilla frosting, and then I just sprinkled these on top, and then put one of her like poppy toys like from Trolls, and it looked so cute. So anyway, that's that. And then I keep some chocolate always in here, so it's pretty handy. So that's that bin. And by the way, let me just say, like the wooden bins, those are from Walmart, and they come with like a big one and a small one. so you can have like too big, too small. That's basically what I've got going on here. Actually, I bought 3 sets at the time because I had more stuff. It's just great because I can see what's in there, but it's not like screaming at me. Actually, everything, all the jars were from Walmart, I'm pretty sure, because I just got the large wide mouth ball cannon jars for things like these. All of these are just ball cannon jars, of course. And then I got a few of these because I just think they're so cool for like nuts and seeds and things. I got a few short ones, and then these. Couple of these, and then I got these like with the sugars in. This is coconut sugar and like those. It's awesome. I love it. But this is walnuts, raw walnut. This is black strap molasses. I use those to make those cookies that I was telling you about. They're so good. If you want to look on my Instagram, it's Jessie G at Jessie G. And then this is flaxseed meal. I use this for like those mug muffins, and then I also put it in our oatmeal almost every day. And then chia seeds. Obviously, everybody loves chia seeds. And then these labels, I meant to say, they're just circular black labels from Bed Bath & Beyond. And then I just used a white Sharpie because they're supposed to be like chalkboard, but I ain't gonna do all that. That's just gonna get wiped off every time I touch it. These are raw pumpkin seeds. Dylan loves them, and they're really good. Of course, like toasted, so yummy. These are pistachios, a recent addition. That's why they're not labeled. And we can't keep them in the house, but they're so expensive. Oh my gosh. And then raw almonds. We just buy plain almonds so that we can use them for whatever. I get chocolate chips in here. I get that Enjoy Life chocolate chips because I'm dairy free also, not by choice. And so I keep a jar of that so I can melt chocolate and like dip walnuts in it, or I put mandarin oranges in it if they're in season. These are slivered almonds because they're just good for sprinkling on salad and stuff. Rolled oats, which we eat almost every day. And then I have Cheerios and Rice Krispies, which are like our 2 staple cereals. They're like the go-to, something if you don't want to cook, just eat some cereal. Coconut sugar, as I said before, brown sugar for like baking stuff. Gluten-free crackers, which that thing, like those crackers are old. We just don't buy them anymore, and I'm gonna get rid of the label and stuff and change it out for something else because I'm not sure what I want to put in there, but the beauty is that you can change it out. And then these are just raw sunflower seeds, and then some toasted ones that I haven't added to that. And then we usually keep granola bars in there, which we go through granola bars all the time, so that stays empty too. And then there's this bin right here, which I can show you. I think it just has extras. Like if I don't use all the bag of chia seeds when I buy chia seeds, like if it's like more than the jar, I just put the bag up here. And I have some buckwheat, and I think Craig has like some cheesecloth for making cheese when he gets some wild hair, and some old Borgio rice, or however you say that, or it's like risotto rice. And then this is for gluten-free pasta and gluten-free spaghetti, which we kind of stopped buying, so that's why those are empty. And then at the top, these are like the least used items. It's like the least accessible too. Like I used to keep like a little stool in here so I can put, a lot of times I just get a chair from the dining table and put it up, but up there is corn flour and sorghum flour, and that's supposed to be baking soda in that jar, but it's empty. And then baking powder and powdered sugar, rice, cornstarch, quick oats, just in case they're gluten-free, any marshmallows, because you just never know when you want a hot chocolate. And then cornmeal, it's just plain cornmeal, it doesn't have like regular flour or anything in it. And then xanthan gum, which I've never used, but I bought, because I thought people use that when they make gluten-free things. That is oat flour there, and then that jar that has the orange thing in it is for gluten-free, like pre-made. That's for gluten-free, like pre-mixed pancakes. And then that is almond flour right there. Oat flour again. Wait, do I have 2 things of oat flour? Okay. And then gluten-free flour, that's just like all-purpose gluten-free flour. So yeah, that is our pantry. And like I said, most of it came from Walmart because they just have a good selection of jars. And I just sort of made a list of like what I thought would go in a big jar and what I thought would need to be in a small jar. And I just keep like flours and raw grains in bigger jars, and then things that I use a lot of in bigger jars. And then the medium-sized ball cannon jars, like the big ball cannon jars, are for the other stuff. And then nuts and things I usually keep in the flip lid top jars. Oh, and the shelves. So the shelves, which are kind of dusty right now, are from IKEA, and they're just the stainless steel shelves and then the bracket that they fit on, like that goes inside of it. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 smaller shelves, and then a 5th shelf that's the double size. And it works so good. Like, we freaking love it. It's like the best setup ever. Like, I feel just relaxed when I come in the kitchen, which is awesome. And then, as I mentioned before, we have some things like in our pantry. So down here is like our canned goods. We have like vegetable broth, chickpeas, green peas, all different kinds of beans, and coconut milk, some tuna in case I want to make kimchi fried rice with tuna. And sometimes we put some sauces like curry, and then vegetable broth. And then in here is like our saran wrap and things, full, and plastic bags, which eventually I want to switch to the reusable plastic wrap and reusable plastic bags, but that'll come later. And then this drawer, which I recently reorganized, but it's kind of crazy, I need to do it again, is our spices. There's like tea, vitamins, and spices up here. And then just random things like hemp seeds, which I could probably put in a jar. That's what I should put in that jar that I'm changing out. Anyway, that's that, which, by the way, all of our cabinets and everything are from IKEA, and I love them so much. They're awesome. So that is our pantry setup. This is our pantry. We love it. It's really easy to keep everything clean. We typically don't overbuy because we have this, like we know where everything goes, and we kind of keep our list consistent and just keep everything refilled, and it's clear to see what you're out of, which is awesome. You just kind of work with what you got because it's definitely on the small side, but it makes life simpler because we just don't overbuy, and we keep things pretty minimalist, and it means that we can kind of have like a tidy kitchen that's fun to cook in rather than stressful. I hope you guys like that, and thanks for watching. Bye.